Yeah.
Do you have any advice?
She's not a head rep. What are you doing? Oh, rude. Oh, I guess better hold it tight. Yes, he's actually choking her. So don't awe that. Quiet.
Do you have any advice for anyone else who's trying to start an internet sketch show?
Be funny.
I mean, I started with the 5-second movies, and that caught on real big because I'm doing, movies are already popular. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, maybe, people are already Googling this stuff and looking it up. So I say if you can tie it into something that's already popular and going to be popular for a long time, and people are going to be constantly looking up, that'll help. I mean, everything else, there's advice I can give. I mean, nothing's for certain.
Tap into the zeitgeist, basically.
Well, the zeitgeist, if you can do it very quickly, and you can get people to look at it very quickly. But even that's backfired a lot for us. Like, we try to get the zeitgeist at just like any of our video. I think it looks a little embarrassing because people are like, what? What was that? And just try to be, the same stuff everybody says. Be persistent, be original, be, on time.
I would say stick to what you think is funny, what you naturally kind of come. Whenever I try to force coming up with jokes, it never turns out right. It's always got to be like a natural process. It's always got to be kind of like the best advice I've ever gotten, and sometimes I don't follow it, and then I'm like, ah, damn it, and then is write everything down, everything. Like if something's just kind of like keep the notepad by it, because you'll be like, and then like 2 days later you'll be like, what was that joke? What was that joke? No! Yeah, be like, oh, yeah. And then like 2 days later when you're like, what was that joke? Oh, yeah! Write everything down and stick to your guns. Because especially if you force jokes, you'll get a lot of people that like your stuff that you don't really agree with their sense of humor. He's right though, because if you just look at what you find funny, because Doug and I have our sources. So we grew up watching the same things, and it's just certain things we find hilarious, and we're obviously pulling from, that sort of background. And the other thing I would say is just do it because you like doing it. If you're doing it for fame, money, or anything.
Yeah, don't do it for that reason.
Wrong reason.
There's a very large chance you won't.
This was just pure luck.
But if you love it anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So that's probably the number one rule is love it. You gotta love it. Blue hair. Blue hair was you. Yeah. Oh no, actually. I missed it. You inspired him to make a porn movie. Thanks. That's something to put on the list. Yeah, that's the best comment. What's the weirdest con question you've got? Let me think. All right, now the blue hands. Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot about drinking games as a question, so I have a question for Egoraptor. Have you ever heard of the Metal Gear Solid drinking game?
Oh dear.
I have not. Or maybe I have, and that's what inspired Metal Gear Solid. No, what is it?
What's how I explain it? Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, it's typically based around quotes or scenes, such as every time a person that you thought was dead comes back, drink a vodka.
My whole bottle, yeah.
Why is Meryl mysteriously gone after being shot 70 times?
What do you do to snake dives?
Tequila.
Over in like Casey.
Black bag.
Aside from the director of Garbage Pail Kids, is there a director if you could ban any director from ever making a movie again, who would it be?
Roland Bowl.
No,
You don't have to see a movie Bowl film. He's not really that popular, but some of the bigger names I've
if you want to talk honestly, I've never banned if I was like God and be like, no, you won't ever make movies again. It's like, no, whatever. You never know. Sometimes they turn out something good, or sometimes they turn out something so bad it's good, and stuff. So, I'm too optimistic about possibilities.
Yeah.
So, how about you? Would you ban
I wouldn't ban anybody. I would the one person, and he mentioned is Shyamalan. He clearly has visions for certain things, and he just misses the mark. But you can tell he's
misses it
trying
so
so hard.
Yeah.
Um,
Makes it more trash.
So I just wish that he could like go under somebody for a while. Because Unbreakable was fantastic. The Sixth Sense was pretty good. But then like everything else, and then when like The Happening, it was like you could like everything was like, oh okay, I understand that, but it was so terrible. Like you just couldn't. You were like, oh yeah, that makes sense, but why was it so dumb?
Devil, even though he didn't direct it, is probably one of my new favorite bad movies. I just keep somehow I'm gonna work into a review of the Jelly Side Down, which just kills it. It's this the wise Mexican guy who I guess is in every scary movie now. The new cliche. Yeah, like he's saying, you know, like the 5 people are in an elevator. He's like, it's Diablo! El Diablo! Well, why is it Diablo? It's like, little things go wrong when Diablo is around. Watch, and he takes toast that has jelly on it, throws it up, it lands jelly side down. He says, it landed jelly side down! Diablo! And it's like supposed to be serious. What's supposed to be? This one Sam Raimi film is hilarious. Oh no. Yeah, he needs to do comedy. He needs to do like Sam Raimi movies. He'd be great at that in the show. No, actually, he kind of is a lot. I wouldn't ban directors. I would call them.
Not even Tommy Wiseau?
No, I want Wiseau to make another film. Despite everything that's happened, I want to see more movies from him. I mean, you know, everyone knows that, you know, he took our video off and stuff like that, but I still tell people, see The Room. I'm not going to be prejudiced. I'm like, to see The Room. It's an unbelievable film.
He's coming out with a sitcom, you know.
I'm dead serious. It's called Oh Hi. He has a website for it that he made, and it's completely covered in typos. It's like he types the way he talks. Yeah, no.
We got the email. It was from John at therealmovie.com, and it was full of
his accent came through the email.
Whenever I read the email, I read it in Tommy Wiseau's accent.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. You and your astrocates. I was like, what's an astrocate? I think he meant associates.